What it means when I'm so cold, feeling silent, give it to me, give it to me, give it to me, give it to me, baby, now show me love. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming so early on a Sunday morning. This is our third event, and so far, great turnout every time. So happy to see that the word is getting out there and people are using the information that we're providing them to make good decisions. The purpose of this event is to be a source of information to anybody who's been affected by the fires. I know that any decision that I've ever made in my life was always powered by information. So hoping that any information that we can provide to you today will be a good source for you to make a decision. And with that being said, we're going to be talking about some topics that come up a lot. One of them is prefab, and what is prefab, and the different types of prefab construction methods that are available on the market today. Fire-resistant materials and methods to think about before rebuilding to make sure that the homes are built with the maximum fire resistancy. We're going to talk about ADUs as well and how those could be utilized for temporary housing and also for those of you who already are in the market for an ADU. And we're going to cover what Circa does as well and our innovative approach to construction. So a little bit about Circa. We design, engineer, and manufacture prefabricated kits for homes, ADUs, and luxury sheds. We design and manufacture everything in a controlled environment, in a factory, offshore, and everything gets pre-built and dry fit at the factory for maximum precision, and then flat packed, shipped to the site, and installed by one of our preferred installers. So a little bit about myself. My name is Ohad. I'm one of the founders here at Circa and the CEO. I was born in Jerusalem. I moved to Canada at the age of 11. I didn't speak a word of English and started my professional career at the age of 16. My best friends and I put together a boy band and decided we're going to become the next Backstreet Boys. And from that point, we one day skipped school and walked into Sony Music, unannounced, Sony Records. And we're in the lobby demanding that someone's going to see us sing and sign us. And we wouldn't walk out until we walked out with a record deal. And it worked. We actually got a record deal with Sony Music. The VP happened to walk out. And before I knew it, my life turned 180. We were a double platinum band in Canada, signed to Lou Pearlman, went to Germany and Austria, and had a very interesting, amazing career. Toured with Destiny's Child, and this is what I looked like. I was the guy over there. So naturally, after that, I had my love for music, and I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur and start my own business. And I started an audio company in 2008 called Boom Phones. And we were the first headphones that had a speaker on the outside. So you can use it as a headphone or a speaker. And then we had the smallest pocket speaker with passive radiators, and it was carried in all door Apple stores worldwide and Best Buy as well. So this had a really nice effect on me as an entrepreneur, because I lived in China for 3 years, learning how to manufacture. I was overseeing the production line, the plastic injections, the PCB boards, sourcing the chips, and making sure that everything is to production standards and ready for production for a production line. So this naturally helped Circa today, this experience, to navigate through the global supply chain and navigating through China. As when I was there, I realized the efficiency and the scale and the precision that they were offering was just unbelievable. And the idea was to tap into that with U.S. made and designs and engineering, similar to the way Apple operates with Foxconn. So I'm a proud father and husband. I have 5 children, all under 6 years old. This really changed my prefab. Where, we've been busy for the past 5 years, that's for sure, and it's been amazing. Ever since I've become a father, my entire outlook on life changed, on why I do things and the purpose of why I do things. And, the idea here is to show my children that you can be a father of 5 and you can still have a business and do good and give back. And that's really the purpose of why I do things. So by far, this is, my biggest accomplishment to date. So let's talk about the industry, because I know that's what you guys are here for. Before we touch on prefabs and what prefab construction is, I want to talk about traditional stick-built. And the most common form of construction that we all know, there's local supply chain, everything's done on site, all the trades understand and are comfortable with this method. However, there's a lot of downfall to it as far as it's unpredictable. It's not fire or termite or mold resistant. It warps, it cups. So as you can see, this is what everyone is used to, but this is how they used to build cars as well 100 years ago on the field, just like we build homes today, until Henry Ford came along with the production assembly line and changed everything. And you can see in the past 100 years, there's been a lot of innovation in the automotive industry, but not so much in the construction and housing industry. So prefab is essentially factory built. It just means it's built in a factory. You can see the image on the left is how we build homes today. And on the right, this is a factory built home. And there are different types of prefabs. And we're going to touch on that today, later on in this presentation. So we produce anything from a small luxury shed to a large custom built home. Everything's built in a controlled environment. You have predictable outcomes. You have specialized equipment. We can deliver it, with a level of precision that's very tough or impossible to do on site. Cuts waste. Quality control is done prior to building the house. And timelines are not affected by the weather. So those are some of the huge advantages of building at a factory. And work timelines are not limited to traditional working hours like you would with traditional stick built. But you can see everything gets fully dry fit, all the framing, the Tyvek, the sheathing, the cladding, the windows, and all the waterproofing, even the decking gets all pre-cut, and all the screws, fasteners, and hardware gets provided by Circa. Everything is labeled for easy assembly, so not just GCs that are part of our network can install it. Any GC can really install our system, and then everything gets flat packed and labeled, so that way they don't waste time on site. So different type of prefabs that are available today. You have manufactured homes which are built on wheels. They're treated similar to a vehicle, depreciate in value. They're portable, and they go through a federal program. And then you have modular construction or modular prefab, which is really 95% of it gets built, or 90% of it gets built at the factory in a box, and it gets craned on site. And the benefits of that is it's done quicker than most other prefab methods, but you're very limited with the designs and the configurations and the height limitations and the footprint of it. So there are limitations to it, and then the way it gets appraised, and when you resell the home, you do have to disclose that it's prefab. So that's something that, that's a downfall potentially on that. And then you have a panelized system, which you have closed panels and open panels. Our panels at Circa are open, so it's treated as a traditional site-built home with all the benefits that you would get when it comes to financing or resale. And everything gets inspected on a city level versus a state level. And the reason for that is because we leave the walls open on the inside for local inspections. And the benefit there is that you have the ultimate flexibility options with floor plan, with footprint, with the design, and the windows placements, and also access. You don't. There you go. So we started off with smaller units 5 years ago, just to understand and learn and perfect the process and the system that we have. But the idea was not to create a SKU or to create a model. The idea was to create a system. And what we did is we created a system that really allows you to build anything, essentially. That's extremely flexible, using the same panel system and the same connections and the same methods. The way we finish the walls all the way to the outside, you can do that with any floor plan or footprint or height limitations. As I'm saying, there's no height limitations there as well. Here you're looking at you saw 120 square foot before, then you see a 240 square foot with a kitchenette and a little bathroom and a loft with 16-foot opening and bifold doors. And using the exact same panel system, you'll see here a 470 square foot unit. That's a 1-bed, 1-bath with a rooftop patio and a full bathroom and a bedroom and a kitchen. So the idea here is taking that exact system and having more panels, but using the same system to really create any design or home with some limitations. We thought we were innovative until we realized that Sears sold 75,000 kits from 1908 to 1940. Some of them are still available to see today. They're doing tours of them. So what we're really doing is we're taking a new approach to this proven model today, incorporating technology and our global supply chain and future-focused designs at an approachable price. So contractors really love us because we limit a lot of their headaches. They don't have to deal with design, permitting, engineering, architectural, MEP, submitting to the city, pulling permits, and they don't have to deal with buying a big portion of the materials of the entire home, whether it's the windows and doors, framing, cladding, interior finishes, etc. So we really make their life a lot easier, allowing them to cut waste, move on to the next job quicker, and offer more options that they currently don't have to offer. And we make it very easy for them. You can see here the panels. This is in a case of an ADU, could be carried to the back without needing heavy equipment. Everything comes flat packed and dropped off at the front and carried to the back. And the panels get erected just like any other wood panel, except it's made out of steel. And the framing and the entire kit goes up in a matter of days. For a home, it could be a matter of a couple weeks at most, which you would have the entire finished envelope, and then you start on the interiors, which we provide as well, and they get installed on site. So this is a video of one of our.
So my name's Jesse Millman. I purchased this unit from Circa
I guess the
about a
volume's
year
not
ago.
working.
But I bought this unit from them because of their customer
he did a
service
540
and quality.
square foot unit. This was one of our first ADUs. and he's been one of our biggest advocates.
Custom, they were
we gave him the flexibility to design it on the interior on his own. So he picked his own kitchen locally and finished the interiors on his own.
We're the best in class.
So that is an option for anyone who has their own designer that they want to work with. We can sell the envelope.
We have
and
in-laws
interior
in town that
could
come
be
and
done
stay here.
by
it's an
your
office
designer
on a
as well.
day-to-day. It's a kitchenette and a full kitchen in there, so we can host and.
So fire-resistant materials and methods are one of the most important things right now, and most brought up topic that I would argue when I speak to anybody who's been affected. And we've been taking that very seriously as far as different methods that we're going to use as far as constructing the homes and the materials that we use as well. So we've already been implementing dense glass, which is right there, that yellow 4x8. It comes in 4x8 sheets, and it offers a 2-hour fire rating to the walls. So aside from having that, which is very important, and you typically see that in commercial buildings, or you would see it in on certain walls that are maybe closer to the setback, and the city will require you to put it on there. But very rarely you'll see a whole home built with dense glass around it. So that's something that we're implementing into all the new builds. And then we have cladding options. So we have aluminum, we have WPC, wood plastic composites, and then we also have fiber cement. So there's different options out there that are non-combustible that offer further fire resistancy. And then, of course, we don't have any attics. If we did, you need to make sure that you use the right ventilation system. But those are one of the main things that are very important to consider when rebuilding the homes. Of course, our studs are made out of steel, so that adds some more fire-resistant values to the home. Here you have a home that actually ended up surviving the fires in Pacific Palisades, in a street that pretty much every home was burned. And a big reason for that, again, you know, the way it's designed, the architect, the way he designed it, with fire-resistant windows and doors. And you could see they have no ventilation to the attic. I believe they don't even have an attic there. Vegetation, they didn't have any vegetation on the side. It's interesting that it did survive with wood exterior. So that is an interesting thing. Is it not working here? There you go. Another feature is sprinklers. So we're thinking about incorporating sprinklers into the roof system or around the house to sprinkle water. So the idea here is to make sure that we put take every precaution to make sure that we, aside from just materials, also adding features that could add fire resistancy. And this is one of them. So we have some, you know, illustration here and some concepts that we're working on to implement that as well. So the process takes about 8 to 12 months, really depending on how fast the cities are going to approve these permits. So the first 2 to 4 months is the feasibility, the design and engineering, and the permitting process. And then the additional 6 to 8 months would be the site prep, manufacturing, delivery, and installation. So we're really hoping that the city moves quickly with these approvals. It seems like everything is moving fairly fast, and we're hopeful that we'll be able to pull permits after submissions within a few months, or hopefully sooner. We offer interior design as well with all of our units. So this is an example of an ADU that's 500 square feet. You can see we finished the entire walls with panels. We offer the closets and all the concepts with the LED lighting to make sure that you are very happy with every single aspect of the home and you're able to visualize it. I think it's important to visualize. A lot of people don't necessarily have the vision to be able to see something with a sample in hand. So really think that this is helpful has been helpful with a lot of our customers to envision the design and customize what they like for the interior. So the Elm, this is a 6,100 square foot home that is going to break ground very soon in the coming month or two. There's a tenant living there now, so the homeowner is waiting for them to leave, and then we'll break ground on it. But this is the first, as far as I know, prefab that's approved by the design committee of Beverly Hills. We already put up a sign in the street, and this really demonstrates again that prefab is not necessarily a box. Obviously, if it's modular, then you're really limited to a box. But when you're doing prefab construction using a panelized system, the limits are endless. And this is a home now that's going to be added to our catalog as well. And very similar to stick built, we go through the same process when it comes to the permitting and the plan sets. So you can see here what our plan sets look like. And we really put every single detail in there, including of course, elevations, the plans for the foundation for the home, architectural, engineering, MEPs, landscaping, renders, and all the details and material selections. And this is essentially what you would get once we start with the engineering and permitting stage. So this really goes back to what I was starting with having a panel system that allows us to scale and mix and match. And we always start with a base. So we have the models like the Atom, for example, has a gable roof. So you can see here the gable roof, but we have different sizes and different options with that gable roof. This is a 4,700 square foot guest house, believe it or not an ADU, but a guest house. The difference is it doesn't have a full kitchen. And it was actually designed for Heather Dubrow, which is on Orange County Housewives. I was actually featured on the show earlier this season. And it's going to have a movie theater, has 35-foot ceilings. So really an incredible unit that I'm excited to see get built. And it boils down to technology, right? Utilizing BIM, which is Building Information Modeling, and really making sure that we have a product that we're allowing customers to have that customization. And that's the most important thing for us because it's not a one-size-fits-all. Everybody is different, and everybody has different ideas of what they need and want. So utilizing technology really allows us to do that in our system. And you can see all the foundation plans, all the details, everything is really broken down all the way down to the screw, including the MEPs, mechanical, electrical, plumbing, and all the interior finishes as well. And everything's broken down in panels. So you can see here all the floor joists, everything is numbered, everything's going to be labeled when it gets shipped. So that's a huge advantage. So taking that 4,700 square foot unit, there was a gentleman named Yvonne. He was one of the first people that knocked on our door after the fires, and he lost his fire in Pacific Palisades. And he called us that afternoon and came in within an hour and ended up sitting with us for, I think, 3 hours or so, and then came back the next day. And we pretty much took the Atom that you saw and redesigned it. So he actually came to the event.
I'm one of the many, unfortunately, that lost everything in the Palisades fire. To look at construction and to look at architecture and to rethink why have we been doing this for the last several hundred years the same way with the same type of. I'm one of the many, unfortunately, that lost everything in the Palisades fire. To look at construction and to look at architecture and to rethink why have we been doing this for the last several hundred years the same way, with the same type of materials that clearly do not work. In 2 design sessions, I have not just the rendition and the vision of what our new home is going to look like, but I have something that's more important that I can share with my family, and that's hope. I just want to thank you guys for welcoming me in at a time where myself and my community and my family are so vulnerable and in need of something like this. So I can't thank you enough.
Yeah, so what we did with him is we took the Atom that you saw, and he wanted a garage. So we added an extension and put a garage in there. And it really enabled us to do something very quickly because of the fact that we already have the system to work with. We already have the base model to work with. And we were able to really accommodate it to his lot and create a beautiful render for him as well. So you can really see what's gonna look like on the exterior, the front, the back, and the interior. His daughter lost her. She had a slide in her room. They had 14-foot ceilings in the daughter's bedroom, and they had a 14-foot slide. And he said, "I want the slide, and I want to put it in the main room now." So we made sure to design that for them, and he framed it and gave it to his daughter for her birthday. So that was really touching, and I think this is going to be a pretty cool project. We took a picture from Google Maps of his home before he got burned, and then superimposed the new home that we designed for him as well. And then we have the tile. So what we did is we wanted to make sure, we noticed that there's a lot of consistencies with these lots. Some are 40 feet. Sorry, I'm just trying to get this played. Some are 40 feet, some are 50 feet. Some are 80 feet. And what we're trying to do is create an elevation from the front that fits the width of the lot, but allows you to play with the length. So if you have a 100-foot lot versus a 130-foot lot, and depending on what your previous home size was and the home that you want to build, we're able to play with the same elevations and just play with the length or play with the different configurations to really match how you want your home to look, feel, and act as well. This is one of the renders of that model. It's a 2-story, and it was designed specifically to utilize the side of the home mainly as the backyard area. And you can see there's a lot of light that's coming from the left side to all the rooms. So the idea here was to make sure that every single room has a view of the backyard and the pool. And Amit is one of our head designers here. He's also one of the founders, and you guys will meet him. He's here today. So he's the one that designed all of these, and works with, hand in hand with every one of our customers to make sure that the design fits their needs. This is a top view. And then you have the Ziv, which is a 1-story, 19-foot ceilings, lots of glass. And the interiors, again, they're very customizable, and we offer VR tours so you can choose your interior. This is the Oren, another model that's on our catalog. We have 16 models currently on our catalog, and we can get very creative with the way we connect 2 models as well with a breezeway right here. You can see here from the front. This is for a resort, for a project that we're doing up north. And then you have the areas. So you can add garage to it. You can do it without a garage. You can do it with a garage in the back where it's detached. So this is a model that we're doing for 3 or 4 customers now. And it's anywhere from 1,200 square feet to 2,600 square feet for this specific model right here. And this is a render that we did that shows you exactly what it looks like with the garage. And the colors and facade and window placements are all customizable. And this is the back So we know that it's very important to have an all-in cost and not have change orders, which is typically what you see with traditional construction. So until you obviously have everything designed and we understand the site conditions, because every site is different, it's very tough to give an all-in price. But typically, the fixed base price, the all-in costs with construction and assembly and utilities is $550 a foot on the low side, and on the high side is $750 a foot. So if you take a 1,500 square foot home, for example, unless you're on a slope, that that would change. But if you're on a very basic traditional flat lot, you're looking at $550 to $750 a foot. And what would make that difference is not so much quality, but it's features. So if you choose very tall ceilings, and you're choosing very large openings, and you're choosing pocket doors or bifolding doors versus sliding doors, that would have an effect on the cost. So those are some of the big things that you need to consider as you're designing these homes with us, so we can work backwards and accommodate the design that you have or that you want. Now, if you were affected by the fire, one of our ways of giving back is to help you envision the art of the possible and what is possible. So what we're going to offer is a discovery, feasibility, design, site visit, and create the vision and the renderings for anyone who's been affected by the fire. It takes about 10 hours of your time and about 20 to 30 hours of our time. And that would really give us the all-in cost, and we'll know exactly by that point, when we're done with this package, exactly how much the house is going to cost and what the site work is going to cost. And typically, we charge $1,500 just for the feasibility and $15,000 for this entire package, but we're offering it completely free for anyone who's been affected. So please take advantage of it. There's no commitment whatsoever and no deposit. We're just offering it free of charge, just to help you guys envision it. After that, whether you decide to go with a different method or with someone else, we have the agreements. Our agreements are pretty simple and straightforward. Once those are executed and the first deposit is received, those 60 days are going to be an intense sprint. And at that point, we'll finalize the engineering, the architectural, the MEP, the landscaping, what we're going to do with the grading and drainage and everything else, and have everything packaged ready to submit to the city. So this is the QR code, so you can reserve your session to start designing. We're getting filled up pretty quickly, so feel free to take a picture of this, and whenever you have a moment, book an appointment, and we're happy to have you guys here. Take advantage of it. If you don't mind, if you can do a show of hands of how many people have been affected by the fire. Wow. I'm really sorry to hear that, and hopefully we can, be of help to you guys in any way. So we've had some common questions, so I figured we would answer those questions ahead of time for you guys. A lot of people are asking about tariffs. Thankfully, for the past 5 years, we've been dealing with our supply chain and our assembly house and built a very good relationship with them when we're able to have them absorb those additional tariffs that just came into effect recently. So thankfully, we're able to create a good scenario there where we're not going to be affected, and that cost is not going to be passed on to customers. As far as time to get the permit, so 60 days for us to get the plan set ready. And then as far as pulling permits, it could take anywhere from 3 to 6 months. I heard that a house in Malibu already got permits approved. So not sure what happened there, but we're really, really hoping that it would be as soon as a month or two. We don't know yet, but we do know that there's fast tracking that's going to be put into place. and really going to have to rely on that. Manufacturing time. So typically we start manufacturing during when we get the first set of corrections. So by the time you have permits in hand, the unit is already manufactured. So when the site work is happening, the unit is already on the way here to get assembled. So assembling it, we can assemble a house in a matter of a couple weeks. It's just a matter of timing it with the permits to make sure that everything times accordingly. Same thing with shipping. So shipping takes 3 weeks from our factory to our warehouse in Long Beach, and then that's where we do the sorting and put it on a flatbed and ship it. So shipping is a matter of a few weeks, but again, we time it with the contractor. So once they're done the site work, the panels are here ready for assembly. So construction time depends on the size of the house, but typically 5 to 8 months is how long it would take to complete the house from the time you have permits in hand until the house is complete. Again, the Beverly Hills house that you guys saw is going to take closer to a year because it's a larger house, but that's what you should be expecting. Payment terms. So after we collect the first deposit to start with the engineering and the permit set, once that's approved, it's a 30% deposit for the kit of parts, not for the entire price. So just the kit of parts, and then 30% upon first set of corrections, and the final payment once the unit is completed at the factory and ready to ship. As far as insurance, if some of you haven't been compensated by insurance yet, that's fine. We can help with that. We have some people on our team and our extended team that can really help with navigating that part for you guys. So if you do need help with that, let us know, and we're happy to jump in there. Warranty. We have 1 year extended warranty on our kit, and then all the parts have extended up to 15-year warranty. So the Tyvek, the windows and doors, the hardware, all the hardware is made in Germany. The siding that we've been using for homes that are not necessarily fire affected are from Estonia. So in that case, it's a 15-year warranty with James Hardy. They have their extended warranty. So every part has its extended warranty in addition to us. And the GC, who is going to be installing the home, just like any other GC, offers the 10-year warranty. So panelized, as I was saying before, the benefits really is speed, precision, flexibility, and of course, having a steel frame is a huge advantage. I'm not sure if any of you with your previous home had to deal with termites, but it's termite proof. And then of course you get all the fire resistancy benefits to it. So panelized is really a good way to build a custom single family home and offers speed, efficiency, and flexibility. Oh, okay. So that's the end. I'm going to leave the QR code for you guys to scan for some of you who haven't had a chance to do that. And please reserve your spot. And I really appreciate everybody coming this morning. And we're going to stick around to chat. Hope to meet some of you here today. And enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thank you.
Show me some love.